People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
The question isn't can you handle the situation. The question is can you handle your mind.
What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work.
A lot of the hardest problems are so easy to solve. We just have to take those steps which are hard.
I can do anything. I can do it.
Welcome to On the Rise. I talk about personal development, small business, and I interview entrepreneurs on the rise. They call me Level Up Nelson, and I am your host. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Level Up Nelson. This podcast is brought to you by Baller Tag, the official pickup basketball game app for Android and iOS. Create a Baller Tag, view courts nearby, schedule your own games, grow your following, and compete against ballers all over the world. You can download it now free in the App Store and Google Play. And to my Level Up family, welcome back to the show. And for those of you on YouTube and the social media audience, as you guys can see, I got a special guest in the building today, Eugene Dinescu. Eugene, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Pleasure being here today. Really appreciate the invite. I'm excited about what we're about to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so listen, usually every show I get into a quote of the day. Then we just kind of chime in on the quote. It's typically something that would obviously be interesting for us. Okay. But it's typically something, I want the audience to, take things away from, So this quote today is from Jim Rohn. Jim says, "Success is what you attract by the person that you become." Nice and simple, short and sweet. I like those. So I guess in talking about success, obviously, when you become a successful person on the inside, it's typically going to show up on the outside, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great quote because it's all about a process. Life is a process of building yourself. And today we were going to talk about health and wellness, as you know, but my trajectory to health, wellness, or education, it's been stepping stones, and it's been all about becoming somebody better. Right. So you know my background. Where I started out. My parents are immigrants from Romania. I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey. We met in North Brunswick, New Brunswick. And it was when I was in high school, and I was. What I was doing? I was doing mortgages, real estate, right? I was doing real estate, mortgages. So in high school, I always had to work all my life. I had to work, even when I was in school, and on the come up trying to get to college. Yeah, so I did a couple of my teachers' mortgages. I did some of the principals' mortgages, and my whole life has been about building trust, respect from other people, and that's the only way that I've been able to become successful, I guess you could say. Right. But to get back to that quote, it's like I said, it's building yourself step by step. Right. So you might not be the final result. You might not even see your final result of who you're going to be. Right. But you should have a goal. You should have a small goal and try to achieve that. And then from there, you build.
Right. And the crazy thing now is, of course, the influx of social media and everything about social media right now. The kids coming up today, they want everything when? They want it.
Yeah, they want it now. So we come from a period of time, like I'm 29 years old. You're
32 now,
32.
Bro. I don't even want to say that. I don't even like saying that.
Hey, man, you look good.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, eat good, bro.
Don't be afraid.
I eat like you, bro.
Yeah.
Eat like you.
Well, I have my occasional dessert, and life is about balance. So that's why, I put out this book, fitness lifestyle for the career professional. I got a couple books out now. My first book, Lean in 30 Days. It's a top 800 seller on Amazon right now.
Nice.
For health and wellness. So it's doing very well. This one is a paperback. So we'll see how that goes. It's released about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Self-published, right? Self-published?
Yeah, self-published. It's going to be on iTunes. It's turning into an audiobook.
Nice, bro. Nice.
But yeah, to go back to balanced, you got to eat healthy, exercise, workout. But it's nothing wrong with having some dessert or having like a drink. If you were, yeah.
In terms of how like the younger generations are coming up now,
with the whole I want things now. My advice would be slow down because the quality is not gonna be there.
Yeah.
So like me, I spent how many years in higher education? So I went to Columbia undergrad, studied biochemistry. Then I went to business school. Then I went to medical school. So I've been in school for 10 years? 10, let's see.
8? 10?
No, about 10 years.
Is it?
About 10 years, yeah. So,
After high school?
yeah. So I've been, and I was worked. I had a company while I was an undergrad.
Right, that's right.
I had 2 companies while I was an undergrad at Columbia. So I spun out a biotech company out of Columbia, and then I had D&D Organics, which was really popular in New Jersey, New York.
You had everybody wearing those sweatshirts, bro.
Yeah, I know. You go to a gym, go to a gym in the tri-state. That's what and you see D&D Organics all over the place. So, and we didn't pay for any marketing, 0 marketing.
Yeah.
So that was a bootstrapped business.
Right.
And it was all about reputation, having a good product, but also getting people behind the movement.
Right.
Because that was all about basically
word of mouth, pretty much.
Word of mouth, but also our goal with D&D Organics, and my goal right now, it's always to give people the truth about things. So, for all the people that take supplements, for instance, protein powders, creatine, whatever, there's a wide range of supplements out there.
Right.
I'll tell you, I tell you this all the time. Cut that stuff out. It's artificial. Mm-hmm. How do I know? I mean, I'm a biochemist. Yeah. I'm a metabolism expert. I have patents in metabolism.
Oh my God.
I worked with the FDA, so I know what you could get in. Even if you have an organic food company, you could get 5% of stuff into your product that you don't have to you don't have to indicate what that stuff is on the ingredients, right? Wow. So that's even FDA approved. So if you have non-FDA or non-regulated products, you don't know what you're taking. You could take protein powder with sugar in it, or whatever they want to put it. So stick to the whole foods if you want to get good results. So anyway, back to D&D, we formed a company because we wanted to give people access to organic food for a low cost.
Right, and that was all through powder.
It was for powder, yeah. So we developed a little method. It's very, very simple. It was a very simple method where we essentially took food products, like eggs, for instance, put them into powder form, combined a few ingredients to make it tasty, like peanut butter, chocolate, and then made it into powder form, and had good shelf life. We created a system where it could last a pretty long time, and all our stuff had only 4 or 5 ingredients max, no preservatives.
Wow.
So it was good. I mean, it was I think the first of its kind in the concept. Now you got some companies out there that are doing things similar. But
so do you recommend that for most people, or do you recommend just the natural, because you can't really trust?
I recommend just going with food. So, ideally, you want to go natural food, organic food. If that's too costly, just go with the basic food that you get at the supermarket. Right. And the less amount of ingredients that you have, the better. So that's what you should. When you look at a label, right? Let's pretend that this is a product I just bought at the store, right? Yeah. People will analyze the back. They'll look at the protein content, the carbohydrate content, fat content, right? Right. That's not what you should look at. You got to look at the ingredients. because you could have 30 ingredients in there, and it's saying that this is almond milk, but you have 30 artificial things in there. Yeah. So you're not drinking almond milk, you're drinking 30 chemicals. Oh, those 30 chemicals. So look at the ingredients. The more it has, just don't put that in your body.
Those
and
are some big
and
level ups right there.
yeah, and that's the secret really for staying youthful, young, healthy. Even though I went to medical school and I'm never going to work in a hospital, I decided to pivot into business and work for biotech and pharma and I want to help more people than just one person hands-on in a hospital.
Yeah,
I feel like I could have
that's how you spread out your value.
Yeah, I feel like I have a bigger impact. So even though I went to medical school and I was in the healthcare industry, I don't want people to go to the doctor. You should stay away from. Now you go to the doctor for your general checkup.
Of course.
But if you want to avoid any health issues, it's very simple.
Keep it natural.
Yeah, keep things natural.
Keep it simple.
And then on the other side of things, exercise. So those are the two. For me, that's the two main components.
You gotta have
and it's common sense. Everybody knows that.
You gotta exercise.
You need to exercise, eat right, and sleep. I don't sleep much, so I'm not gonna say like it's good if you.
Tough, bro.
If you get 8 hours of sleep, great. I never get 8 hours of sleep. I get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night.
I could not survive without at least 6 hours of sleep. I don't know how you do. I mean, I could do like 4 hours.
Well, I'm used to it, man. I've been doing it I've been doing it since you first met me when I was, when
at school.
Yeah. So maybe one day out of the week I'll charge up with an 8 hour. 8 hours of sleep.
All right, folks, level up, Nelson. I'm here with Mr. Lean. I'm gonna call you Lean Gene from now on, bro.
Gene, you want?
I'm with Lean Gene.
Okay.
I'm with Lean Gene right now. We're talking about health and fitness, and he's dropping some big level ups right now. So you're definitely gonna have to listen to this show again if you don't have your notepad and pen ready because he's really going in. All right, folks. So moving on. Obviously, we pretty much zeroed in on the basics when it comes down to how to not just get healthy. Some of the things that you could look into to watch out for yourself so you don't get played by these companies because at the end of the day, people are getting played on so many different angles.
Yeah, it's all about money. Everything is about money. So the food industry or the supplement industry, they're gonna come out with the next hottest thing. It's like pre-workouts, right? I never took a pre-workout in my life. I think I tried one pre-workout, but you take a pre-workout. Let's say the best one this month. Mm-hmm. Next month there's gonna be another one. Right. So that's what they have people on these fads, right? I guess you could call it a fad. Right. And that's nonsense. That's not gonna last. Yeah. So it's just
like fashion, right?
Yeah. Open up your eyes to the reality. See the truth. You had some of the best athletes of all time. They were around in the 60s, 70s. They didn't have protein powder. Right. They didn't have steroids. Mm-hmm. Like they look good, and they were. I mean, look at high level, yeah, like track and field, and a good example for me growing up, Herschel Walker. Go check him out. He played football. Pro football player, but he was a great track star.
Oh, he was track
and
I thought he was like baseball. Was he baseball too?
I think he that's Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson played.
Oh,
yeah, that's another favorite athlete of mine. But these guys they don't take supplements, and they don't have to eat. Oh, that's another huge misconception that people have in the fitness community. They think you got to eat 6 meals a day. I eat 2-3 meals a day, healthy meals. You get what you need in the diet. You need to have. I believe in lower carbohydrate intake. The way that we evolved human beings, we didn't have a lot of carbohydrates. In the our predecessors, our ancestors. Carbohydrates were not readily available. So what we had was meat. And I'm not trying to knock vegetarians. If you're a vegan or a vegetarian, and
I will knock vegetarians all day long because they look old.
Yeah,
bro. You see any vegetarian I've ever seen, if they're 30, they look 45. If they're 21, they look 35.
Yeah, I don't. That's all you if you want to.
Bro, I take that. Bro, I take that because look, at the end of the day. And I don't really know the breakdown, but I saw it somewhere that if you don't get those, those meats, certain types of food.
Yeah. So you need essential amino acids. Okay. So your body can synthesize most of the amino acids in your body. However, it can't synthesize the essential amino acids. The same thing with fats. So your body can synthesize fats for you. And the fat is the part of the cell, the outside of your cell. Every cell is composed of fat. Right. So if you're missing the essential fatty acids, the essential amino acids, then you could have a big problem. And that's where being a vegan, a vegetarian, you got to be knowledgeable. You got to know how to get all those essentials. And it's difficult with a restricted diet like that, without the meat. So, back to, let me just finish the point with you don't have to eat a ton of food, like 6 meals a day. You could eat 2 meals, 3 meals, and as I mentioned before, lower the carbohydrate intake, put more fats in your diet. You don't have to overload on protein again. Like, me, I work out really hard. Yeah. I look kind of like some people say, oh, you look kind of like a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder, but it's that's a combination of how many years I've been doing it for, right? And in addition, my structure, because everybody has. I've been the same since you've known me, right? Since I was a teenager, I pretty much have been this current weight. So,
well, I mean, bro, we go way back.
Yeah.
Before you had a real bicep.
I had a little. I didn't work out then. I
had the biceps back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's crazy after, all these years, what you guys have been able to achieve. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, though, look, it's a new year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for those of you that just tuned in now and you listen to the show for the first time, Happy New Year. But for those people out there that, are trying to get into their New Year's resolution, and weight loss is always a big deal when it comes to the New Year's resolution. So to those people out there listening to the podcast, what do you say to them about adding, weight loss and getting fit into their schedules?
I just say start small. Like I said before at the beginning of the show, it's baby steps. So you set a small goal, achieve the goal, prove to yourself that you could achieve the goal. That's what goals are all about, confidence. So the moment that you know you can achieve a small goal, now you have the confidence to go for another goal, a bigger goal, a bigger one. It's you could have the big picture at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. However, life is not super simple. It's not. It is simple to a degree. You could make things simple. However, you're gonna hit roadblocks. That's what I mean. There's gonna be things coming in your way. So start something small. You have a weight loss goal. Here's what I would do. A lot of people, they don't drink water. Right. Start with just drinking water. See if you could stick to just drinking water. That would make a huge difference. And you really only need about, the psychology. You only need about 3 weeks, 21 days, right? They say 21 days it builds a habit or something of that nature. A lot of studies out there. But, we're all ruled by simple classical conditioning, right? There's this Skinner and I'm gonna get a little nerdy. Yeah, nerdy. Yeah. The psychologists, they understood this that we're ruled by operant conditioning, classical conditioning. Right. So if you know that, you could actually manipulate yourself into changing your habits. Right. The moment you stick with something for a certain duration of time, now it's going to be very hard to break that habit or change. Right. Now, if it's a good habit, great. Mm-hmm. If it's a bad habit, that's a problem. So the longer you've done it, the harder it is. So that's what I'd say to people that wanna lose the weight. Know that it's all about taking the baby steps, and it could be pretty easy. It could be pretty easy if you don't overload yourself and say, that's it, I'm cutting out every single thing.
Or the cold turkey,
like the people that I call them weekend warriors. You see them in the gym or on sometimes the pickup football games, pickup basketball games. A guy used to ball back in high school, and then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go out in the weekend, I'm gonna try to ball like I used to ball, and then breaks his ankle or whatever. Like I said, there's a stepwise process to doing these things, and follow a logical path.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, Nelson Stryker, folks, on the rise. I'm here with Mr. Lean Gene. We're getting towards the end of the show, but I definitely want to get into what you're working on now.
okay.
But a couple of plugs. I am doing a Be a Millionaire challenge. So I started this Be a Millionaire challenge on January 1st, 2019, and I'm doing it 12 months straight. I'm doing a daily vlog. And to be straight up with you guys, I'm probably going to go 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, probably after the first month. So that means February 1st, I might be going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But for those of you that want to check out the YouTube and stay in touch and definitely get a lot of level ups, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe as soon as you can, and don't miss anything, because you're one step away from one level up that could change your life. And just like Lean Gene is dropping some big level ups here today that could ultimately change your life, I'm going to be doing that on a daily basis for at least 30 days straight. So don't miss that. All right, so look, let's get back into what you're doing now and kind of everything that you've been through. How are you applying that to what it is that you're doing right now? Because I know what you're doing right now is a little bit complicated, but you could get as complicated as you want. Everybody got Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
What
So
you got going on right now?
So I got out of medical school a couple months ago, and I've just been interviewing for different jobs in the job market that requires someone with my background.
Right.
So like consulting, biotech consulting, private equity firms, etc. The most exciting, I'd say, possibility is I'm going to run a company called VasoCure.
Okay.
It's out of SUNY Downstate Medical Center. The chairman of SUNY Downstate Medical Center and his team of researchers, they identified a receptor that's constitutively expressed throughout your whole body.
Okay.
And basically it's called the F11R receptor.
Wow.
And it's responsible for essentially, if you get damage in your arteries or your veins,
No?
it starts the process of repair, but it thickens your arteries or your veins. So actually, it's the root cause of arteriosclerosis, cardiovascular disease.
Okay.
So they identified the receptor, and then they also developed a peptide, 13 amino acid long peptide, which can block the thickening of these walls through its smooth muscle will thicken the walls. So it's very exciting stuff. It could essentially change the whole scope of arteriosclerosis and cardiovascular disease, which is something that, like I said, I want to do very big things. So I met with the founder and the whole team, and if things look good, I'll be running that company called VasoCure, and we'll try to take it to a $1 billion level. That's basically it.
Now, I'm not too big in the stock market. I know a little bit, but obviously in that space, that's not biopharmaceuticals, is it?
Stock market? With the stock
No.
market?
How would you classify that industry? Biopharmaceuticals?
What I just discussed?
Yeah,
that would be pharmaceutical industry.
Pharmaceuticals,
yeah,
right?
biopharmaceuticals. That's fine. Biotechnology,
Biotech.
biopharmaceuticals.
Yeah, right. So anybody that wants to follow you, do you want to give them your Instagram? You got a website? Where do you want people to check you out?
Yeah, my Instagram is just my name, Eugene Dinescu, Dinescu, and then it's Eugene, Eugene. So Eugene at Eugene Dinescu. My website is eugenedinescu.com. You know, and that's, you could follow me. I have a Twitter as well. I'm not too active on Twitter, but Instagram more.
I don't think a lot of us are active on Twitter anymore, right?
Twitter actually, I think is really popular with the young kids.
Well, I mean, they're using Snap too. Like,
yeah, I don't
take Snap over.
I don't use Snap
Over Twitter.
So, but yeah, anybody. I mean, I'll be happy to also help anybody who has a idea for a business. You know, contact me. There's so many entrepreneurs out there, or entrepreneur like minded individuals, and the sky's the limit. You could reach out to me. I'll help you avoid the mistakes I made in the beginning. I made so many mistakes in the beginning. You know, when I first formed my first company. So
they cost money, right?
To a tremendous amount of money. Yeah, money, time. So you guys reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help out. You know, anyway.
Listen, when they go public, when that company goes public, man, you better let me know.
I got you.
All right, folks. So to my Level Up family, thank you for watching, and to those of you on the podcast, thanks for listening to On the Rise. Subscribe, leave us a rating or a review so you don't miss any level ups from the show. Be sure to visit levelupnelson.com and watch out for our Level Up season giveaway.